What's the worst way to die? Being exposed to obscenely high and deadly levels of radiation, only to be kept alive by doctors for months as your skin, organs, and muscles corrode so they could study the effects. Edit. The link is safe, just to Wikipedia. There are in fact pictures of this man in the hospital. Search for them at your own peril. Oh no, I'm not doing that again. That photo is ingrained in my psyche forever. Now I'm curious. But I'll trust your judgment here and not look. Slowly decaying in a beep nursing home with no one who visits while you slowly lose all your functions and have no dignity left for years and years. I got my CNA cert in high school and we earned it by working in a nursing home. There were some people that just laid on a type of recliner with a seat belt to keep them in place. Male and female looked the same, kind of like giant babies. They would put them in the hall like that, IDK if they even had normal rooms. Who knows how long they lived like that or what their brain function was like. I think they slept almost all the time. But I think since they were unaware of their surroundings it's not as bad as those that were still aware. Beep nursing homes. Hopefully they'll be better when I'm old. Drowning in the ocean. Why the ocean and not any other water body? Thalassophobia is a serious asterisk. Rabies. It can take weeks, months or years. It cannot be treated or cured once you show symptoms. You will die. You will endure agonizing fear before you do. Medical professionals and loved ones will watch you slowly lose your mind, and they will not have the mercy to do what is necessary. I'm sure I heard that there's only ever been one case of a human surviving rabies, and it was basically a woman who was put into a coma for months and she scraped through. Just no idea how true that was. That happened in my state of Wisconsin and I did a report on it once. Patient put into a medically induced coma to basically slow down the nervous system and give the disease less to attack while the immune system had time to develop a response. Once the disease was gone and they brought her out of the coma, she had to relearn to do a lot of things like write and walk, but now she has being buried alive. My worst fear. The movie Buried starring Ryan Reynolds encapsulates this feeling really well. That movie was dark, especially the ending. He really made you feel the fear and anxiety of being buried alive. Burning alive. I got one for you. The Brazen Bull. There have been multiple studies that have said that the Brazen Bull is a myth and was never used. I've heard of an old execution method where they tie you up, soak your feet in salt water, then have goats lick them. Since their tongues are like sandpaper, they will lick your feet down to the bone. I shudder just thinking about it. That's torture, not death. If they peel away enough skin, you start bleeding out from the bottom, and thanks to gravity, you'd lose enough blood to starve your brain of oxygen. So if the goats stop licking, they'd just literally pour salt in your wounds to get them to continue. Heart attack learning you just won $100 million in the lotto. NGL, this isn't that bad, the lottery part. It still sucks dying, but at least your family will have the money and thrive. Slowly crushed to death. More weight. I see you, Giles Corey. My answer for this question is always the story I learned about on Reddit, the guy who got stuck in the Nutty Putty cave and died. There's a really gripping story about it. For those in Europe. R.I.P. John Edward Jones. Bamboo can grow at the rate of a foot a day. In Japan they used to sharpen the ends of bamboo sticks, tied someone down above it and let the bamboo slowly grow through them, impaling and killing them. That is not a way that you want to go out. Don't worry, Japan has evolved, they do it mechanically now so it takes longer and is more painful. Bleeding to death alone seems pretty scary to me. Realistically speaking, it'll only be scary at first, right? Once it gets GOIMG, you won't have enough oxygen to really think straight and then you pass out. Edit. But yeah, the whole getting a wound that would cause you to bleed out is scary as beep. Having your throat slit, for instance, freaks me the beep out. A dull guillotine, again and again until it works. And then you're stuck being the ghost of Gryffindor House indefinitely. Guy in my hometown fell into a concrete silo and drowned. Imagine the fear and panic as you sank into the concrete, everything going pitch black and you start inhaling liquid concrete. Beep haunts me for some reason. Inflation from ants via urethra. WTF. Happy Cake Day. Alone, with no loved ones in your life. Without anyone noticing. Falling down an endless pit. Just blackness for days on end while listening to the whooshing of the air blowing past our ears, just to die of thirst, confused about the nature of the pit and why God chose you to test out his supernatural asterisk. This is a perfect description for depression. Lonely. IKEA. Died figuring out a manual and then still missing some screws. I died in their labyrinth after someone switched the arrows. Buried alive, burning to death. Oh, when they tie each of your limbs to a different horse and tell them all to go in different directions. That would suck. Being suffocated by some dickhead officer for no reason. Being shot in a no-knock warrant by plainclothes officers at the wrong address would suck too. The brazen bull was terrifying. Basically, you got stuck inside and they put a fire under the contraption. The only air you could get was through tubes that sounded like a bull screaming once you started getting toasted. Did it exist? Maybe. Is it terrifying nonetheless? Yes. Supposedly the creator was killed in it. Dying silently in front of your loved ones as they are told one by one how much of an awful person you are. How selfish and egocentric and hateful you really are, whilst trying to be kind and considerate and loving despite how fucked up your childhood was. And you can't defend yourself against everything because you've been silenced, and deep down you know it's all true. And one by one your family and friends realize how awful a person you are and just walk away. And you're only allowed to die once you've seen them all give up on you and leave you. And you know that when you die you'll be forgotten about and not missed. That would kinda suck. Are you okay, bro? At the hospital waiting for your friends to come visit but no one does. Drowning. Slowly. Death by 1,000 cuts. The pain won't kill you, it's the slow blood draining out of your body. Medieval times have some of the worst methods of killing a person, like placing a rat on a person's stomach in a container and then creating a heat source from above, so the rat burrows through the body to escape it. That, or perhaps the breaking wheel. Innocent and killed by someone meant to be there for your protection. Alzheimer's, I reckon. I'd rather drown and know that it's happening so I can have some sort of acceptance. Slowly losing your ability to grasp what's real because you can't remember things and everything is confusing you is a living nightmare. Imagine the horror of looking at someone you love but being confused as to why they look the wrong age, or way up, not knowing where the last few years have gone. The slow, degenerative stuff is definitely the worst. Dying from stuffing so many gimpy plant leaves inside of your beep that they start to rupture your bladder wall and crush your internal organs. Are oddly specific. From a flying killer bunny. Embarrassment. Junko Furuta. 2 police officers were dispatched to the Minato house. However, they were informed that there was no girl inside. The police officers declined an invitation to look around the house, believing the invitation alone was sufficient proof that there was nothing untoward to be found. OMFG. Suffering from a mental illness, slowly spiraling deeper into the hole. No one believes you until you plunge a knife into your head all alone to end the suffering. Yeah, that sounds horrible. You good? Google 4chan torture device and sort by images. Embarrassment. Imagine the shame. Slitting your throat. Living without purpose, motivation, knowingly that one day you will die but you can't do anything against the moving of time. A slow, painful death that you will regret and torment yourself for not achieving anything in life. Edit. Sorry for bad English. Googled this and discovered that a pine cone falling from 90 feet will give a blow strong enough to kill you. Strangle when WTF. Suicide. The open casket one where you vomit and maggots eat you. Takes weeks. Suffocation, starvation, oxygen deprivation, dehydration, burning, poison, and so much more. Dying isn't really that peaceful unless from natural causes. Being kicked to death by a giraffe. Eaten by a lion or tiger or bear. Generally, this method of execution is considered to be an invention of the Greeks, but supposedly, the Persians used to do it, and regardless it would be a beep way to die, quite literally. You're force-fed milk and honey, places in a boat, another boat is fixed on top of you encasing you. You're then pushed into a river. You're force-fed more milk and honey. You're also covered in it on your face. flies and other bugs surround your face, which is torturous in itself, but the real torture begins when you have diarrhea from the milk and honey, and worms and other things that come from the sludge filling your chambers start eating you alive, leading you to die incredibly slowly. Oh, also being asphyxiated.